HMS Medway was the first purpose-built submarine depot ship constructed for the Royal Navy. She was built by Vickers Armstrong at Barrow-in-Furness during the late 1920s. The ship served on the China station before the Second World War and was transferred to Egypt in early 1940. Ordered to evacuate Alexandria in the face of the German advance after the Battle of Gazala in May 1942, Medway sailed for Lebanon at the end of June, escorted by a light cruiser and 7 destroyers. Her strong escort could not protect her. On the 30th of June, a German submarine torpedoed and sank her. Description and construction. Medway was designed to support up to 18 Odin and Parthian-class submarines in peacetime and an additional 3 submarines during wartime. She carried 3 QF 4-inch MKIV deck guns as spares together with 144 21-inch torpedoes to resupply her submarines. The ship proved to be less top-heavy than anticipated and had the enormously high metacentric height of 13 feet at full load. Built with bilge keels only 12 inches deep, Medway once rolled 42 degrees each way with a period of 9 seconds, losing her main topmast. Her bilge keels were subsequently increased in depth to 36 inches. She was 580 feet long overall and had a beam of 85 feet 1 inch and a draft of 21 feet 3 inches. The ship displaced 14,650 long tons at standard load and up to 18,362 long tons at. Her crew numbered 400 officers and enlisted men. She could also accommodate up to 1,335 additional men. The ship was powered by MAN diesel engines rated at 8,000 brake horsepower, driving 2 shafts, and had a top speed of about 15 knots. Medway carried 810 long tons of diesel fuel for herself and an additional 1,880 long tons for her submarines. Figures for her range are not available. The ship had 5 560 kilowatt diesel generators for electrical power and special provisions to recharge submarine batteries. She was armed with 2 low-angle 4-inch guns in single mounts and 4 quick-firing MKV 4-inch anti-aircraft guns, also in single mounts. The latter guns were controlled by a high-angle control system mounted above the bridge. Medway was protected by an internal anti-torpedo bulge which incorporated a water jacket of 1,374 long tons. Amidships a 1.5-inch torpedo bulkhead was located 13 feet inboard that inclined outwards above the waterline. The main deck was 1.5 inches thick. Amidships. Medway was ordered on 14 September 1926 as part of the 1925-26 naval estimates. The ship was laid down in April 1927 by the Vickers Armstrong shipyard in Barrow-in-Furness, launched on 19 July 1928 and completed on 3 July 1929. Career. HMS Medway served on the China station before the start of the Second World War, supporting the 4th Submarine Flotilla, and was under refit at Singapore from September 1939 through February 1940. Upon completion of the refit, Medway sailed for Hong Kong where she remained until she departed for Alexandria on 2 April. She arrived there on 3 May and thereafter supported the 1st Submarine Flotilla, which operated in the eastern Mediterranean. 2 years later, Vice Admiral Henry Harwood, Commander-in-Chief, Mediterranean Fleet, ordered all non-essential ships to leave Alexandria in June June 1942 as he was preparing to demolish the port facilities to prevent their capture by the advancing Panzer Army Africa. Medway loaded stores and 1,135 personnel on 29 June to establish a new base at Beirut, Lebanon, and sailed later that day for Beirut. Accompanied by the Greek ship SS Corinthia, Medway was escorted by the light cruiser Dido and the destroyers Sikh, Zulu, Hero, Exmoor, Alderney, Croom, and Tetcott. The next day, off port said U-372 fired 2 torpedoes that sank Medway. 30 men were lost in the sinking. 47 of the 90 spare torpedoes aboard floated free of the wreck and were salvaged.